The mountain greeted him with a breath of cold air that carried the weight of forgotten ages. The exiled warrior stood before a weathered stone archway, half swallowed by moss. Its surface was etched with symbols no human hand could have carved. The markings pulsed faintly beneath the stone, glowing like veins of dormant fire returning to life. He took a cautious step forward, and each movement echoed strangely, as if the mountain itself was listening and remembering. As he crossed under the arch, a subtle tremor ran through the ground beneath his feet. It wasn't violent or threatening, more like the shiver of something ancient stretching after a long, deep sleep. The tunnel ahead glowed with soft lines of blue light that flowed through the stone like rivers of memory. He felt the pull of the place, a silent urging to go deeper. Far away, in the darkened temple she once trusted, a woman named Thalea searched through fragments of a broken prophecy. After the oracle collapsed, the temple walls had rearranged themselves, revealing lines of text no scholar had ever seen. The words were older than the gods she served. One line shone brighter than the rest. When the mountain remembers, 3 paths shall converge. Her heart raced. She didn't fully understand it, but she felt an unmistakable pull toward the mountain ass. If an invisible thread connected her fate to it, wrapping her cloak tightly around her shoulders. She stepped out into the cold morning air, leaving the safety of the temple behind. Meanwhile, a scholar named Dorian pored over his ancient tablets, comparing them to the shifting symbols he had glimpsed in a scroll the night before. He flipped between pages rapidly, his breath trembling. The symbols that had rewritten themselves on the scroll now appeared identical to markings recorded centuries earlier by explorers who had vanished at the foot of that very same mountain. It was all becoming clear. This was no coincidence. The mountain was not just a place. It was a memory, a vast, living memory that held the remnants of a civilization older than any recorded age. And it was waking up. Deep inside the mountain, the warrior entered a towering chamber. It wasn't carved by tools, but by pure intention. At its center stood a colossal crystal column, its light expanding and contracting like a giant heartbeat, illuminating images within its depths. As he approached, the crystal responded. It projected faint echoes of his own past into the air, his first battle, his oath to his king, his exile. Memories he had buried long ago rose like ghosts around him. The warrior gritted his teeth, refusing to be overwhelmed. But the crystal wasn't trying to torment him. It was studying him, measuring him, judging the truth of who he had become. Then the crystal dimmed. An opening appeared at the far end of the chamber as stone walls shifted to reveal a narrow corridor leading even deeper into the mountain. This path was not crafted for human feet. Yet, something called to him from beyond the darkness, something that felt strangely familiar. As he stepped into the new passage, the glow behind him faded, and the world narrowed into a single path, illuminated only by the soft pulse of crystal veins running through the walls. Every pulse seemed to speak a silent message. You have returned. Outside, Thalea hurried across rugged terrain, the mountain looming ever larger before her. As she got closer, she felt the strange hum beneath the earth. It almost felt like a voice vibrating through the stone and soil, whispering her name or something far older than her name. She didn't know that the warrior walked ahead of her, nor that Dorian was climbing steadily along a different ridge, but the mountain knew. It felt them all drawing closer. 3 seekers, 3 stories, converging toward the same heart. Back inside, the warrior paused. A chill passed through the air, one that didn't belong to stone or wind. He sensed he was no longer alone. At the edge of his vision, deep within the passageway, a faint silhouette flickered. It wasn't a person. It wasn't his own shadow. It was something else, something the mountain had chosen to show him. His pulse quickened. For the first time, he understood that this was not merely a journey into forgotten depths. It was an invitation, or a warning. And somewhere within the mountain's ancient mind, a memory whispered awake, remembering the last traveler who had walked this same path and never returned. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss what happens next.